Alright guys, so it is finally time. I know a lot of you guys were waiting for this path. We did not know it was a path, but now we know. So this Thursday, July the 16th, we're planning to launch the Devious Path event, where you'll have a chance to get a legendary champion, Varkos, Head Splitter, and other valuable goodies. Now, how can we get points? Getting artifacts and accessories and summoning champions from shards. So basically it's going to be a Gear Hunters event / Summon Rush. The rewards that you can earn from this event include the champion, Varkos Head Splitter, his 5-star Perfect Soul, his avatar, twisted horns of various rarities, most likely mythical too. And this event will last 96 hours. So we got another 2 days to prepare for this. The best way to complete this path is by using sacred shards, and most likely you will need around 18 to 20 sacred shards for Varkos, and then another 16, 17 for his 5-star soul. That is what I am estimating. That is like the usual price for these guaranteed path events, but obviously those can be different. We will have to wait and see what the actual points or the path is looking like, right? Now, is he worth to go for? That is a question that you have to answer yourself. But I will say, if he's the only legendary champion that is missing for you to get all of the Web of Corruption champions, then I would say he's definitely worth to go for. I can't find it here anymore, but if you collect all the legendary champions, that means Talena, Sosia, Varkos, Raya, Valorin, and Folin. So 2 fusions, 2 guaranteed, and we didn't have a guaranteed for Raya yet, and most likely it's going to be a Gem Chase tournament, but that's also just speculation at this point. But that's kind of like what they did in past events and campaigns. So if he's the only one that is missing, and you are certain that you can get Raya as well, then I would go for it, because you will get a mythical relic as a reward, and that is the Covetous Passion. This right here. And this is probably the next best thing to a Cat's Gaze besides the lens, because you can also use it on a HP nuker, for example. You will always have that Death Ignore, where the Cat's Gaze, for example, is conditional. You know, only if you attack enemies with higher max HP, you will ignore defense, where this one right here is a buff. But that's also another downside, because you can strip the buff, right? So yeah, there's that, but it is a good relic. It is not a bad relic. It is a good one. I would say slightly worse than the Cat's Gaze, and the other Death Ignore relic that we have in the game is another mythical relic, and that is the lens. We kind of have conditions on both, like on the lens and the Cat's Gaze, but also you get a flat 10% Death Ignore here on the lens. So theoretically it is better than Covetous Passion, because here you get a 15% Shatter buff, which equals 15% Death Ignore, right? But if you have the Veil with lens, then you get much more Death Ignore. So I'd say it's an okay relic. It's not the craziest one, but it's a good one. But even if you are not trying to get all the Web of Corruption champions, he's still great. I was actually lucky enough to pull him on a progressive. This is like the one time I was super lucky on a progressive event. And to be honest, he is super fun. He looks like a tank. He hits like one. And, it's just fun to play with this guy. I've tried to use him in live arena. That didn't work out that well, because with him you kind of have to go first. You kind of want to go first with an ally attack champion, for example, to maximize his kit or his efficiency. But that didn't work out for me, because I'm facing people that are way faster than me. So if you can guarantee to be first, then he's great for live arena. If not, then he's more of a classic arena tag team siege PvP champion, because every time you will ally attack with him, he will attack 3 times with this skill, and if he manages to kill the target, he will get block revived. So if you face classic arena defenses, siege defenses with 1 nuker, and you can manage to go first with an ally attack champion, Sometimes he can even delete people through Stone Skin. Block damage won't stop him as well. Shield buffs won't stop him. So the only thing that would stop him on an ally attack would be Unkillable or Stone Skin if there's enough HP or reaction, right? Other than that, there's nothing that would stop him. Like I said, he's kind of a go first champion for Live Arena. Go second doesn't really work for him that well. But he has a nice synergy with Mavara. Mavara is also Dark Elves and a very, very strong support and reviver. And also has this ally attack-ish synergy on her A1. The thing with Varkos is that every time an Dark Elves champion attacks, he has a 25% chance to join in, with an ally attack. Where with non-Dark Elves allies, he only has a 15% chance. Okay, so very, very interesting synergy right there. The only thing also with him is that he only has single target attacks, but he's self-buffing, counterattack, shatter as well, and yeah, he just hits really, really hard. And I also use him in my Faction Wars hard team, and he's dealing so much damage. That's probably the one area where he surprised me the most. He would just delete the boss without a problem. Like he would join in on every attack and just, block revive all the waves and then kill the boss very, very fast. So yeah, overall, he's a great champion, great damage dealer. I love his kit. It does make a lot of sense. And also very helpful against Total Guard, but very hard to draft in Live Arena. But you can never have enough options, especially for Siege. And I think he's a great asset to any roster. Even if you have crazy amounts of champions, he can still be the one missing part that you need to beat the defense in Siege, for example. Now, for me personally, this will be a skip because I already have him. I don't really need to empower him. My Dark Elves Faction Guardians are also full, so I don't really need him, right? So that's probably going to be a skip event for me, and if you were able to pull him before this event, then you're a lucky person, because that means you maybe only need to go for the 5-star soul, if even. Mine is at a 4-star, and he works perfectly fine. The 5-star would obviously be better, but he doesn't need accuracy, he doesn't need resistance that necessarily. It's okay if you stop at the extra crit damage, the 4-star soul. But if you don't have any soul for him, then the 5-star soul, will be very, very beneficial. Especially if you use a blessing like Lightning Cage. Lightning Cage, and a lot of people don't know this, is only really good once you hit the 5-star soul, because before the 5-star soul, you will only have a 50% chance to protect your buffs from being stolen, removed, or transferred. And with a 5-star soul, you will have a 75% chance. And that is an insane difference. Okay, that is an insane difference. 75 compared to 50 is massive. And it does make sense. He has a lot of buffs. He has 3 buffs on his own. Increased defense, more damage, counterattack. It's a synergy with his A1, right? He would attack 3 times instead and ignore Unkillable. He's one of a few champions that can ignore Unkillable and block damage, so also very interesting. Like I said, 5-star soul, if you don't have a soul at all, might be worth to go for. And then we can also get a lot of points by farming dungeons, okay? Farming dungeons, getting artifacts and accessories. Campaign works as well. We will have the event dungeon tournament running out on Friday, I believe. Right here you can see it. So on Thursday, that's when the path is going to start, and we will have 1 day left on the event dungeon tournament, and then probably also other events as well. I'm not quite sure. There's nothing here in the calendar yet, but something will be there. And the path will end on Monday, so you will have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe like 10-12 hours into Monday to farm dungeons, invest your energy to get points for the path, so you can do a huge part with energy only. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you are going for Varkos. I think he's a great champion. Here are the details one more time. And let me know in the comments below if you are going for him. I think he's a lot of fun and would help a lot of people. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you like this video, YouTube's gonna think that you like this one as well. Take care and see you in the next one.